So the first thing you want to do is you want to practice your combos, right? Skill doesn't come from just out of the blue. It comes from understanding, learning, and replaying. What I used to do is when I'm like talking to a friend or doing anything else that is just like not particularly important, I would play strongest battlegrounds and I would practice my combos because then that way I would remember them off by heart. Now, of course, this isn't necessarily, easy, but it is what it is. If you do want to get decent at the game, you want to stop getting shed on by your friends or by randos, you just gotta learn, practice, and understand what everything does. That's the one thing I see most of my friends struggle with is the hitboxes of every move. Now, of course, you don't need to know the hitboxes of every move, just all the moves that like give you trouble. Like I remember Hero Hunter's second move, that one used to give me trouble, but as soon as I learned how to counter it, it became super easy to deal with Hero Hunter people. Another thing is don't go onto TikTok, search 100% Hero Hunter combo, and then replicate it to its finest because, one, that's very boring. Like, sure, you could if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. What I can tell you to do, however, is watch that video and understand the text that they use. For an example, the Saitama shove tech. I missed. For an example, the Saitama shove tech, right? So now he's up in there, open for another combo where I can just like, M1s, down slam. Oh yeah, this tech too. Uppercut, dash, dash, boom. So just watch the techs, understand how they work, and practice them. Another little trick I have for you is to not be a one-trick pony, right? You can play one character and make one combo and then practice it for the rest of your life, perfecting it to its absolute most. But sometimes you're gonna find that that combo doesn't work. For an example, if I'm playing someone like Saitama, right, and or let's say I'm playing someone like this, like Blade Master, and let's say my combo starts with this. If you're playing against a passive player or a player who would genuinely keep their distance, that isn't gonna work. Because sure, you could try an M1 into it, but then they can just use their evasive M1U, you're cooked, right? Sorry, bless me. But yeah, don't be a one-trick pony. The way how I usually avoid being a one-trick pony is changing characters. I'd be like, what am I feeling like? I'm feeling like Metal Bat. I'm feeling like Psychic, maybe Tech Prodigy. Just try different characters, use their moves, find different combos, right? Because being a one-trick pony it's basically a recipe for self-destruction. Another thing is to make sure you have a mental note of what abilities give you trouble. If you find a new one, that's fine. Jot it down in your head. Find what the ability it is in here, and then see how you can counter it, whatever. For an example, sites we don't talk about it. Saitama's death counter, right? Boom. Now, I'm going to put a timer on screen, and you'll see that this death counter should run for around 10 seconds. Now, how do I counter against this? Well, I'll show you something. When Saitama uses his death counter, he gets his normal abilities back. That means they're going to be attacking you using their abilities. What I do is if I see a Saitama use their ultimate, and then they have their normal abilities, I start counting down from 10, just trying to avoid any kind of confrontation. Now, of course, I'm not saying don't run away. Just like dash away from their attacks. Just weave, just weave. The thing about this game is that you're gonna get frustrated. That's the hard truth of the game. Is even I've gotten frustrated. Yes, I remember I got into a duel one time, and I just kept losing, getting lost, and I made like this whole video about how this game is decreasing in quality and all that. It was actually one of the most popular videos on my channel, but I removed it because I didn't feel proud of it. But yeah, you're gonna get frustrated. It is what it is. You're gonna fight sweats. You're gonna fight runners, spammers. It is what it is. You can just take it and move on. Of course, you could also, learn what they do, counter it. Except the thing is that I don't really know how to do that. So I can't teach you that. You're gonna have to learn that by yourself. It depends, right? Another thing to mention is counter picks. Choosing your character can very much determine how hard or easy the battle is gonna be. Like I said earlier, if you're playing Saitama, you as a decent player cannot play Saitama against a good Genos because Genos moves have way too much AoE and range, and Saitama is a very close character. Now, of course, I'm not saying that I'm not insulting you, right? I'm not saying, oh, you're so bums, you could never face against a cyborg. I encourage it. Try and fight a cyborg. See if you can actually get the hang of their abilities, their things. I do want to mention, if you're like a veteran watching this video, you should not be watching this video, alright? Um, like I think I should just mention that before people start getting pressed about some. Bro, I'm recording. Do you fucking? I felt like I should mention that in case people would get pressed about some like misinformation I'm leading to. This is me trying to introduce new players to the game, right? Trying to help these new people understand the fundamentals and everything. Speaking of which, one thing you have to understand is certain moves fling a character in a certain direction. Like the explosive shuriken tech. I launch him up, hit him with this. You see how he does that. Boom. And I shoot him with a shuriken. You'll see that doesn't happen there. So if you see some weird bullshit happen during like mid game, someone does a combo, your body lands somewhere it's not supposed to, and they can just kill you easily, don't get pressed by it. Don't go to Twitter going some, oh, strongest battlegrounds is the worst battleground games who ever exist. It happens. Because I think that's what makes strongest battlegrounds a bit random, is that the bodies can kind of get flung to either the opposite side or right where you want them to be. It's just a matter of, oh, it's basically just luck, if I'm being honest. You could be unlucky, you could be lucky. It is what it is.